Hello, I'm Charles Haskell, medical oncologist, ethicist, teacher, and photographer. Welcome to my vlog where I tell personal stories that have taught me important life lessons. Today's topic is charitable giving. My earliest introduction to charitable giving came from my parents. My mother believed in tithing her income, so 10% of her household allowance from my father was given to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. My father, on the other hand, was not a generous man. He resented my mother's tithing habit, so he limited her household allowance. He had grown up during the Depression and had survived World War II, so he was definitely a hedonist. He believed he had an ethical obligation to provide his children a good education, but he made it known to us at an early age that we should not expect to inherit a nickel when he died. He expected to spend all of the money he made over his lifetime, which he did with expensive hobbies like sailboat ocean racing and cruising in Mexico on his own boat. I gave very little thought to charitable giving before my wife and I joined our church. We gave token amounts to a number of charities, but the giving had no guiding rules or philosophy. We also had very little disposable income. As members of the church, however, we were urged to take charitable giving more seriously. We remember well when the Reverend Ernie Pipes gave one of his annual sermons on pledging support to the church. He encouraged us to look carefully in our checkbook so we could visualize our real values. Then he encouraged us to pledge, quote, until it felt good, unquote. And we did. Our pledge made us feel very good. Now, our charitable giving exceeds the 10% tithe my mother gave to her church when I was a teenager. For many years, my wife and I have had the practice of saving all requests for charitable giving until November, at which time we go through the pile and assign different amounts to different charities. Even with the COVID-19 pandemic, we expect to do that again this year. Inheritance may be considered a special form of charitable giving. My father didn't believe in charity through inheritance, so we got nothing from him when he died. That was fine because he kept his promise to provide me the means for an excellent education. The movie The Descendants with George Clooney describes a family that owned a huge amount of undeveloped coastal land on Kauai. Clooney states early in the movie that he, quote, believed in giving his children enough money to do something, but not enough to do nothing. This quote resonates with me and my family. It is in that spirit that we have chosen not to leave the church a large bequest when we die. We think it is important for the active members of the church to pay for the services they enjoy, not to have them given the services on a silver platter from an overly generous endowment. Furthermore, leaving our estate in our daughter's hands will help assure that the important work that she and her husband do for the 12-step AA programs in our community continue. This concludes my thoughts on charitable giving. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.